Hello, my name is Towip from Mechanical Engineering Education, Universitas 11 Maret. I'd like to present my research paper about with the title I choose vocational teacher education because exploring the factors influencing the choice of education amongst vocational free teacher students in Indonesia. The background of my research is based on the phenomena that in Indonesia, as a member of ASEAN countries, has been focused in vocational education, stated by Minister of Education in Indonesia, and also from the General Director, we can also, as usually said, that if a student without the fashion is like married without love. This is one of the importance of the fashion in student to come with vocational education. And then another background is there is a lack of numbers and the quality of vocational teachers. In the quality aspect, minimum teaching and industrial experience were the challenge stated by Simeo vocational tech, that the most challenging person is the quality of vocational teachers. And then most of new vocational teachers in Indonesia are fresh graduates from pre-teachers for educational institutions. This is one of the focus in my research in the form of the vocational free teacher education or LPTK. And then in another opinion that a great teacher has a passion for the field, the student and passionate in what they teach. Passion is related with interest, commitment, caring, optimism, which are themselves main characteristic of success in teaching. This is stated by the Crosswell in his research. It's one of the statement that the fashion in teaching is important for the teachers. And then the teaching fashion should be found and built since the first of joining in teacher institution. Students who join should have interest and with the teaching and learning activities. So that's why based on this background, my research question in this paper is what is the most influencing factors for the choice of education among vocational free teacher students in Indonesia? This research question must be clear in my research paper. The method used in my research, this research is use survey methods to answer the research question. Stated by Blend 2019 that many research conduct on perception that are focused on survey research. In my research is this analyzed by descriptive study was conducted as a qualitative approach to investigate the survey result. In my study, in my research in this paper, there's three main survey. Then talking about the personal motivation, passion to be an engineer, passion to be teacher, and perception of future demand. And then the data from this method will be analyzed by quantitative data from the survey, was analyzed with various technical analysis and descriptive study. And then we gather the data using the Likert scale, and then the triangulate data to make the conclusion of this research. From the questionnaire that we use, there is the 4 factors about the personal motivation, with the key 1 about the personal motivation, key 2 about the fashion, key 2 and key 3 about the fashion to become an engineer, and key 4, question number 4 is about the fashion to be teacher, question number 5 and 6 about the perception of future demand. This questionnaire is tools in our research to find and then to solve the research problem. The population and sample in my research is based on one of the university in the Central Java with the mechanical engineering education. The number of population is about 76 students, with the gender 79% is male and 21% is female. And then based on the background of the student with the parents' occupation is mostly the parents' occupation of student is 26% is from the entrepreneur. This is and then this parent occupation is important about to know about the how the motivation, how occupation of the student, how the background of the occupation of parent occupation to influence the choice of the vocational student to become teachers. And then this is a demographic about the age, the average age is about the 18 until the 2022 of the participant is survey in my research. The result of this study of this research is so that before I use for the questionnaire, the first is I conduct the validity and reliability of questionnaire. In this validity, so that all in the term of reliability, so that all correlation value for each question from question number 1 to question number 6 was higher than our table. 0.62 in the significance level of 0.05. Therefore, the calculation for all questions meet the criteria of validity. And then in the term of the reliability, the instrument could be reliable when the cutoff value of Cronbach alpha is minimum 0.7. Then it is so in my questionnaire is higher than 0.7. Hence, we agree that the score of Cronbach alpha for all questionnaire items are within criteria of reliable. From this table, we know that describe the factor influencing the choice of student. Overall, the highest factor rate was the passion to be an engineer with the mean 3.86 with the standard deviation of 1.27. However, personal motivation was the lowest factor rated by student with the mean 3.39 and standard deviation is 1.28. This shows that vocational free service student in this research perceive to become an engineer as their future careers. And from this graph also, we saw that the highest influence factor was key 2 Question number 2, that the represented factor of passion to be an engineer, passion to be teacher was the lower than perception of future demand. In contrast, personal motivation was the lowest. We also investigate about the substantial correlation between influencing factors and many of student perception. The strongest negative correlation was in the personal motivation to passion to be a teacher with of 0.38 and this passion to be an engineer, by contrast, had the strongest positive correlation among others, with the R is 0.876. This correlation gives information to for us that the importance of this motivational factor in explaining participants' reason with their choice of becoming vocational free teacher student. From this table, we know that the personal motivation to be teacher is the strongest negative correlation, and then by contrast, the strongest positive correlation is passion to be an engineer is the strongest. We can see that from the table. The conclusion of my research is various aspects. There is various aspect of what drives teachers in has been presented by the day, that the passion is passion in teaching is one of the important aspect of professional teacher. This is Step by Day 2004. That the passion is one of the important passion to be teacher. Passion in teaching is one of the important aspect of teacher commitment. However, in my research, it's once that the passion to be an engineer, which was the most influencing factor of educational choice among vocational free teacher students in Indonesia. In this research is in contrast with the objective of personal education institution as LPTK as stated in the law number 14 of 2006, article number 1, that the objective of LPTK is to provide teacher educational program. Based on this research, I think it's important that future applicant to initial vocational free teacher program must identify at the beginning that they must have passion to be as a teacher, to teach, and then passion in the teaching, then to be an engineer, because the purpose, the objective of the personal education institution is to provide the teacher in a vocational teacher. So that's why, based on this, my research, I think is important for policymaker that become to analyze when the initial of the student must have this passion. I think that's all in all of my research. Hopefully, this will have the useful for us. Thank you, and see you in the next agenda.